On this question, we want to find the equation of all horizontal asymptotes, if any, of the rational function. And this rational function is f of x equals 7x cubed minus 9x squared plus 2 over x squared plus 6. Now, the actual calculation of horizontal asymptotes involves calculus. And since we're in an algebra class, we're not going to be doing the calculation. The rules around finding the horizontal asymptotes can be summarized. I've stated some rules here. So what someone has done is they've gone and used the calculus in certain situations and have been able to narrow the answer down to a certain set of circumstances. So in our algebra class, what we do is we memorize the conditions of each one of those circumstances, and then we're going to be able to determine what the horizontal asymptote is based on those circumstances. Now, these summary of rules are based on the degree of the denominator and the degree of the numerator. So we need to know the highest power on the variable from the numerator and denominator. So the degree of the numerator is going to be n, which is the highest power on x from the numerator, and the degree of the denominator is m, which is the highest power on x from the denominator. And all of the rules are based on comparing those values of the degrees. So in this first one here, it says if the degree of the numerator is less than the degree of the denominator, then we're going to have a horizontal asymptote of y equals 0. If the degrees are equal to each other, then we're able to find the horizontal asymptote by doing the ratio of the leading coefficients. So let me highlight those leading coefficients, a sub n and b sub m. The ratio meaning we divide those leading coefficients. And then you have some other cases where there is no horizontal asymptote. So in both of these cases, n is equal to 1 more than m. The degree of the denominator is 1 more. I think I said that wrong. The degree of the numerator is 1 more than the degree of the denominator. Or in this last case, the degree of the numerator is a lot more, 2 or more, than the degree of the denominator. So we have no horizontal asymptote here and no horizontal asymptote here. So we need to figure out the degree of the numerator and the degree of the denominator, compare them, and decide which case we're in. So looking at the numerator, I can see that the highest power on x is 3, so n is equal to 3. And from the denominator, the highest power of x is 2, so the degree of the denominator is 2. So if we look at these, we can definitely rule out case 2 because they're not equal to each other. And if we compare 3 and 2, 3 is more than 2, so we can rule out that case. And then we can see this one, it matches. 3 is 2 plus 1. The degree of the numerator is 1 more than the degree of the denominator. So in this case, we have no horizontal asymptote. There is a different type of asymptote called an oblique asymptote, but this question is not asking about that. It's only asking about horizontal asymptotes. So we're going to say that there is no horizontal asymptote for this function. Now, if you're interested, you can find this other type of asymptote, the oblique asymptote, using long division. So let me zoom out for a second just to give you an idea of how this process would go. You would take your denominator and divide it into the numerator. And this is long division. I would think, what can I multiply by x squared to get 7x cubed? That's a 7x. Then I'm going to multiply that 7x by both of the terms on the left. 7x times x squared would be 7x cubed. 7x times 6 would be a plus 42x. And then with long division, you change your signs here. And that's going to cancel out these first terms. And you're going to carry down the 9x squared, the minus 42x, and the plus 2. You repeat that process over again. You're trying to match x squared with 9x squared, negative 9x squared, so that's a negative 9. Negative 9 times x squared is negative 9x squared. Negative 9 times 6 is a negative 54. You're going to subtract, changing these signs. We'll cancel out that first term, and you carry down the negative 42x, and 54 plus 2 would be 56. And now, because this power is lower than this power, we're now at a stopping point. And what you see up here is going to be the oblique asymptote. Y equals 7x minus 9 is the oblique asymptote for that rational function. Thank you for checking out my videos. Have a great day.